Welcome back to Area DMG. I'm your host, Philip Wesley, the Mile High Mouth, and for today's episode of Suki Nihon for Area DMG, we are looking at Pokemon Generations, Episode 3, The Challenger. This particular episode explodes onto the scene. Okay, never mind, that was entirely tasteless, and I will not use that joke. I mean, that just kind of backfired, blew up. Anyways, this particular episode takes place between, well, you know when you're on Victory Road and Gary or Red or Blue or Green or whatever you called him in your original game? What I like to do when I'm playing these games is, actually for a while, if you're a follower of DMG Ice, you kind of probably figured out that with DMG Ice, my quote rival end quote in Pokemon, there was a couple times I played through where I named the rival after Adam from DMG Ice. So it'd be like, I'd be Philip or Phil because you know that limitation with the letters, and then the rival would be Adam. Or on some of these other ones, I would just use my middle name. Like this would be Philip as the main character, then Andrew as the villainous character. So for this one, actually, I'm just going to use the character names they used before in the game, but I'm using names that they used for Pokemon Origins. Yeah, Pokemon Origins, sort of. It's been a while since I've seen that one. I will probably review it at a later point in time. I have a lot of stuff. Mainly picked up Dragon Quest 7. Oh my gosh, so good. I love you, Slime. I really do. Oh, when that Yokai Watch movie comes out, yeah, we'll cover it. We're also thinking of covering some Final Fantasy stuff, but back to Pokemon Generations, Episode 3, The Challenger. This one starts with Lance bringing together the Elite Four because, hey, it's been a while since someone got all 8 badges. The reason for that is because, guess what? You guys made one of your gym leaders Giovanni. Of course not. Of course you're not going to get... Oh, actually, what this makes me think of is, remember when I said that, like, there was the first one, the adventure was just kind of like, eh. And then the second one up was pretty good about like the chase, the whole thing there where you see Giovanni escape, etc., etc. Now, that one kind of leads into this because they're all in the same thing, and I kind of see what they're going for with Pokemon Generations. If we're just going to cover from now on, after the initial adventure thing, if we're going to cover the majority of the little events through these games all the way up to the new ones, Pokemon Sun and Moon, in these little vignettes, and I kind of like that. This kind of feels like a continuation of last week's episode because, hey, last week you find out that Giovanni only gave 2 badges out before he called it quits. And when the Elite Four assembles, you have Lance, you have Agatha, Bruno, and Lorelei Gilmore, and they're contemplating how, hey, it's been a while since anyone's shown up to challenge them. That's so weird. Well, yeah, you had a gym leader who I guess they don't know yet. Anywho, Gary or Blue or Green or whatever you named him, I named him Adam in the initial game. No, in the initial game I named him Andrew, like Andy, because that's what fits. And it's my middle name, so I'm like, because I realize that I don't actually have a rival. I mean, I'm sure there's people who don't like me, but I honestly don't consider anyone to be a rival that I have to beat. Anyways, you see him show up and he's all like, I'm going to take y'all down. So he proceeds to do that. You've got a little bit of banter back and forth as he takes out Lorelei's Lapras that I'm surprised she didn't name it Rory. And then Bruno's Machamp and stuff. Then Agatha. Oh, okay, Agatha has this really cool cane with a Pokeball on it. And then she lets her Gengar Gungar the Barbarian, her Gengar out of the ball, and it's pretty awesome. Little fight sequences between these work pretty well, and then Gary takes out Lance, and at the end of this, Gary, or Blue, or Red, or Green, or whatever you named him, is sitting up there on the throne all like, Then the door opens, and our hero protagonist, Red, or Philip, or Blue, or Green, or whatever you named him, or Ash, is all like, shows up, and he's like, great, you're here. Fantastic. And that's the end of the episode. The animation is pretty good, and it's nice to see a little bit of these little, if these are just to fill in blank spaces where your character, you're the main protagonist of these particular episodes, or rather these particular games, isn't present, that would be kind of cool. Like, are we going to see an investigation into, like, the people investigating, like, the little, from the initial trailer, we are going to see something with the Rage Lake Red Gyarados thing in this, and that'll be kind of cool. I kind of want to know what happens in the background, and if this fills in those, that'll be pretty good. Overall, I didn't feel that this episode was as strong as The Chase, which is still my favorite episode. That's episode 2 in this series. All of this is available on YouTube at the Pokemon channel, like their official channel for it. And eventually it might be released somehow in a way where you can buy it and own it. But yeah, I liked this. I didn't feel it was particularly as strong as, say, The Chase. But I like this concept of filling in these blank spaces, these stories that we don't know. And I'm looking forward to the next one. What did you think of this episode? Let me know in the comments below. Hit that like button. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Share if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. And until the next video comes out, you are now caught up.